Good afternoon, everybody. Myself, Maheshwar Swain, Fire Chief, former Fire Chief, Odisha Province in India. And at the outset, I would like to thank Mr. Sunil Seth for giving me opportunity to come over here to share my experiences as a firefighter for 38 years. After doing 30 years of service as a firefighter, I called it a day in the year 2022, and after that has been working as an advocate fire safety, in other words, a fire consultant for different agencies, construction agencies, and builders. So my subject, though I am a firefighter, but my subject is something different here. And there is a reason behind it why this subject is different. Because you know I am from Odisha in India. Odisha is known for Jagannath. Odisha is known for Sun Temple. Odisha is known for the temple city Bhubaneswar. Odisha is known for the Abdul Kalam Missile Test Center. But Odisha is best known for one thing, which you may or may not know, that is the disaster management. Odisha is the best in India in disaster management, and you will be astonished to know that Odisha Fire and Emergency Services stands in the front line in the disaster management in Odisha. Many Western countries, including India, are following now the Odisha model fire service and Odisha model disaster management, because there is something there about which I am going to share with you, because I was less a fire officer and a more a disaster response commander in my state. So before going in detail into the subject, I will say, actually everybody is saying about the disaster. Everywhere there is a discussion, disaster. Actually, what you mean by disaster? We are not at all clear. Everybody is in the dark. Actually, what disaster is? And you know, disaster is like a 7 blind people touching an elephant, searching an elephant. What my previous presenter has shown a slide there, how people are wondering, actually what disaster is. Somebody is telling, touching the body of the elephant is saying it is just like a wall. The elephant is just like a wall. And it is like a rope. And when somebody else is telling it is just like a pillar. So, but actually, the people who are actually combating the disaster situation, they can say actually what disaster is. So, the word, if we go etymologically, the word disaster has been derived from French word destry. Destry means the wrath of God, the anger of God. But this directly refers to natural disasters. Do you agree that disaster is due to the anger of God? I think many of you will say it is a primitive thought. Maybe, but you just imagine when Brahma created this world and his son Narad asked him, you have given so much things to the mankind for their ease of living, but they may destroy these things. And what Brahma has answered, you know, I have given them Panchabhutam, Agni, Vayu, Akash, earth, and fire. Jo Panchabhutam we have given to them, if they misuse this Panchabhutam, that will be the cause of their fall, and that will be in the form of a disaster. We may think it is a primitive thought, but it covers all ages and all stages. Yes, there is something God's will. But when we practically fighting a disaster, actually disaster is having 4 characteristics. First is, there is a threat to the lives and properties of a mass. When there is a threat to the lives and properties of mass, that means it is potential. And there is a dislocation to the normal lifestyle. And it goes beyond the control of the community and the local administration. That necessitates the mobilization of external forces for restoration. That is called disaster. I want to give one example. Suppose the national highway connecting Kathmandu to India, there will be a major accident on the national highway. So the entire traffic will stall. No vehicle can pass for hours together. There may be emergency vehicles, there may be ambulant patients, there may be ambulance vehicles, maybe fire brigade vehicles. Many people will not able to attend the meetings in time. Many people cannot catch their flight. So there is a dislocation in a normal life. And what people did, they asked for external forces, maybe police forces, maybe fire brigade, to restore the situation, to take away the accident vehicle and restore the traffic. So when external forces are convened, that means there is no loss of a human life, there is no threat to the properties, but there is the dislocation of normal life. That means that situation can be called as a traffic disaster. But if that accident has been controlled by the community itself present at the site, they will just make the vehicle side and then traffic will be restored. Then it is not a disaster. Same accident, disaster. Same accident, not a disaster. That means at least out of 4 characteristics, it must be a situation that fulfills at least 2 characteristics that will be called as a disaster. So then comes types of a disaster. You know 2 types of a disaster, natural disaster and man-made disaster. Natural disasters, 5 types. Maybe air-oriented, water-oriented, sky-oriented, earth-oriented, fire-oriented. But what is about the man-made disaster? 2 types. One is a man-made disaster, 2 types. One is the disaster, the accident, the incident that occurs due to the human error or due to the human terror. In a previous slide, our eminent speakers, they showed you about the Twin Tower fire accident. That means it is a what? Done by the human terror. So it is a one type of disaster. And if there is a train accident, recently there was a major train accident that was due to the human error. So now the question arises, what are the causes? I said, types said, causes of a disaster I already said. Now comes the effects of a disaster. You know all. There is a loss of a human life. There is a loss of property. There is a loss of a dislocation of a normal life. There is a loss everywhere in the case of a disasters. These are the effects. The question arises how to combat the disasters. That is, I said my subject is a disaster resilient society. Now I am coming to resilient. What do you mean by resilient? Resilient directly refers to your capacity building. Resilient is that you must have the capacity to withstand the effect generated by the disaster. You must have the shock absorbing capacity. You have to develop your shock absorbing capacity. If there is a disaster, we can sustain it. The society must have that capacity. The community must have that capacity. That is a resilient. How can we attain that resilient? We can attain this resilient through planning, through preparation. What do you mean by planning? Everybody, we are having a plan. Here we are organizing this conference, we have a plan. This will be done, this will be done, that will be done. When you came over to the Kathmandu to attend this conference, you have a plan. So when you are building a house, you have a plan. So like that, when you are going to combat a disaster situation or prepare yourself for combating a disaster, you must be a plan. And that plan must be robust one. What I mean, you just understand. It must be robust one. That means you are planning something. You have a prepared plan for today, and some government will change, and next government will throw your plan to the dustbin. Next officer will come and throw your plan to the dustbin. There is no use of that plan. The plan must be acceptable. The plan must be sustainable. The plan must be doable. Then only it will be effective. So it directly refers to the legislation. That directly refers to the enactment. That directly refers to the regulations. If these provisions are there in the Regulation Act and legislation, then the plan will be sustainable. You can stand with that. Otherwise, it will be changed by person and administration by administration. No. So the plan must be robust one. Then comes the preparation. Where is plan? Let me search plan. Then preparation. You are having a plan. You want to build a house, but there will be no bricks. There will be no wood. So how can you make it? So you have to prepare yourself. What is the preparation in case of a disaster management? Preparation is, after planning, you must have a resource building. Where from the money will come? There will be financial provisions in the budget so that you will have the resources to prepare yourself. Prepare includes your training. Training is very vital in disaster management. Why training is vital? If you sweat during training, you will not bleed during operation. You must do your training very effectively. You know, I am from Odisha, and Odisha is a small state in India, and we have 3 training establishments. One is a Disaster Response Academy, one is a Disaster Response Institute, and another is watermanship training. Watermanship training directly refers to diving courses and like that. We are the next to Indian Navy to have a diving center in our training establishment. So training must be there, and it must be very, very, very strong and stringent for the trainees so that they can successfully combat the disasters. Then cooperation. You know everybody. Firefighting and disaster management is not an individual responsibility. It is a collective responsibility. No one fireman can undertake the rescue. No one fireman can enter a fire-affected house. It must be a collective responsibility. They are working in a team for which they are called as a brigade, fire brigade. Why it is called brigade? Because they work in a team. So when you are working in a team, you must have a good cooperation among the individuals who are there. So cooperation must be there. Not only that, you must have a cooperation with the other line departments like police, like health, like PWD. Many line departments are there who will extend their cooperation to the disaster commanding forces, maybe fire brigade, maybe SDRF, maybe NDRF, maybe Nepal disaster mitigation force, whatever they are, there must be a good cooperation among themselves. Then comes the coordination. While working at the site, you must coordinate among yourself. Not that somebody is working, some team is working for hours together, another team is sleeping. I have led Odisha Fire Service to the flood disaster in Kerala. I have led Odisha Fire Service to Amphan in West Bengal. So we have done beyond our jurisdiction in cases of disasters. After NDRF, Odisha Fire Service is known for disaster management. And we have a plan basing on this. There must be a cooperation and a coordination. Then only execution comes. When you execute your work, then you will feel the cooperation and a coordination. Unless there is a cooperation and coordination, you cannot execute your responsibilities. And last comes review. Very, very important. This is a review. Suppose you have attended a fire disaster, and after returning to the barrack, you forget about what happened there. No, you must evaluate what are the omissions, commissions caused there. What are the problems we met there. Maybe disaster, maybe fire disaster, maybe cyclone, maybe wherever you are working, you must have a review meeting after returning from the site. Then only you can take the follow-up action. Yes, we have done mistakes here, and we have to we have to remind it, we have to change it in our future missions so that you will be successful. So this is all about the resilience. Then comes the community. What actually you mean by community? Is the society as a whole is a community? No. There is a Hindu community, there is a Muslim community, there is a Sikh community, there is every tribal community. So what is the common with them? Common is with them is their belief system. They believe in something that keeps them binded to each other, and they live like a community. That is called community. So our role is for capacity building of that community. Because they are the first people, they will reach the site of a disaster. There will be earthquake in the Nepal, and don't think that the other state people will come and reach here within 24 hours and undertake the rescue. Who will the next rescue? The next neighbor will rescue. You cannot wait. Suppose flood is coming and you are with your pregnant wife, your old parents, so flood is coming. You cannot run to the neighbor's house, you come and save my family. No. You must have that capacity to save your own life, then save your family. So, community, a geographical confinement also makes a community, senior socio-economic background, all these. And then this combating the community, role of a community, role of a government, role of I will not go on that. I will come to the plan. Everybody must have his own plan. What self-contingent plan? I don't think everybody is thinking about that. You are the friend of your life. You love your life. When you are in danger, your left hand is broken, your right hand will help you to stand. So you must have your own plan. You know, when you are in light, everybody will follow you, and when you are in dark, even your shadow will leave you. Then who will help you at that time? It is you yourself will help you during the disasters. That is your self-contingent plan. Here I am staying in room number 39. When I entered into the room, I opened all the doors and all the windows. Then I searched for the escape route. Then even I remember, after 25 feet, my escape route reaches from my room. Why did so? Because I am a firefighter. I know if something wrong happens during my sleeping, then only how to save myself. So that was a part of my self-contingent plan. I know many people are sitting here. If there is something wrong happens, you will be disturbed. You will be perturbed. What to do, what not to do. If you have a contingent plan, then you will never fail. I am giving you one example. My wife and a daughter, they had been to Patanjali Yogapit in Rishikesh. And they were staying in a hotel. They both, no gents were with them, wife and a daughter. They were sleeping in the room at 4 a.m. There was a fire accident. My wife could smell the smoke. Then she came out of the hotel and found the duct next to carrying the cable, electrical cable, is on fire. So immediately she cut the hand of my daughter and ran to the street. And there she shouted, fire, fire. Then only hotel people came out. There is a fire accident. But why she could do this? Because she was a wife of a firefighter. Every day she was experiencing how his husband is doing this like. So you can save yourself if you have a contingent plan. When you are traveling in a bus, sitting in a door side, you just imagine, if the bus meets an accident, how I will save myself. I will break this glass or I will run to the front, then I will go away. Then you can go to the sleep, and I give you guarantee, nobody can kill you. There is a saying, nobody can kill you without consent. If you try to live, you say yourself, I will not die. I will not die. Whatever may be the situation, you are second to die. You will never die. So that thought process must be in with you. Then the community. Family contingent, I said you, nobody will come forward to save your family. You must have a family contingent plan. Who will do what? Who will carry the kids? Who will take away the baggages and your emergency kit? Like that. Then community. Community, there must be community meetings in every community. There will be a task force in the community itself. That means the young people of a community, they will be built as a task force. They will save when the disaster strikes. They are the first rescuers available next to your door to undertake the rescue and relief when a community or a particular place is suffering from disaster. So to building your community is your responsibility. You build your community. You means the government agencies will help to build the community, capacity building of the community, and form a self-help group or a task force who will immediately take up the disaster response. Forming a task force, early warning system, timely evacuation. Do you know, I said Odisha is the best in disaster management with a zero casualty. Why? We give emphasis on this. Because evacuation is it is not possible in cases of all types of disaster, but most of the disasters we are getting warning, prior warning of the disaster, so we can do the evacuation. So if proper evacuation is done, the casualty will be less. So continue sensitization of a community, search for rescue training, which I have already told you. You are tired of listening many resource persons. You are thinking of your tea time. So I will go ahead, individual contingent plan, I said already, family contingent plan, stages of making plan, task force, I said, Panchayat Raj institutions, civil societies, government, community response, then community response development plan, disaster management plan. I will come to. So I said about all these disaster management plan. What do you mean by the management? Management is not that you are the authority or you are an officer who is in charge of the disaster management, and you will ask the government overnight, you give me this, that. The government may not have the resources to fulfill your demand, but a disaster will not wait for that. Disaster will occur. It cannot be prevented. No, 100%, even fire accidents. Previously, we heard about the structural safety like that, but I guarantee you, you cannot 100% prevent the fire accident. Even if you cannot 100% protect the fire accident, yes, what you can do is, you can emphasize on one thing, that is creating awareness among the people. They will have their own rescuers. Next is coming, so what is management? Management is attending the goal with whatever limited resources you have. Don't ask for the rescue cutters, spreaders, you have not that. But you have a shovel, you have a crowbar, you have these teeny things, you can utilize this and attend your goals. Maybe time taking, but you can do. So, management means you must achieve your goal with whatever limited resources you have. Don't think that I could not do that because these things were not that. That is not an answer from a good manager. Good manager is attending the goal, achieving the goal with limited resources. Then at last, the community is the first responder, I said. You just, one thing we can help the society, one tool we can hand over the society to save itself is the creating public awareness. Go on creating public awareness. That is the most effective tool we can hand over the society to save themselves. They save their community, save their life, save their family. If you are not aware of the accidents, potential dangers around you, you cannot fight disaster successfully. Even you cannot save your family and save yourself. There is a saying, many may come, many may go, but I will go on forever. Many government will come, many government will go, many administration will go, many administration will come and go, but one thing will go on, that is the community, and we have to strike the community to create a awareness, build their capacity, make their capacity building so that they can successfully combat the disaster situation. Thank you all.